Now, to find Shinji and murder him dead.
Red!
Huh? The heck is going on? Those guys have super cool clothes and weapons. I want that!
So this video was supposed to be on the chapter as a whole, but as I started writing for it, it quickly devolved into what you see on the screen. I do promise y'all a proper Space Kleptomaniacs video, but allow me to indulge myself for a moment or two. When I was but a wee lad, once every 6 to 8 months, my dad would take me to the game store to look at 40K models. Couldn't buy anything, but I could look at the boxes and think about how cool it'd be to have the models. Then one day I walked into my local Target of all places. Not in any way sponsored, but shout out to Target PC gaming section of the early 2000s. Anyways, in this PC section, I stumbled upon a game that changed my life forever. Dawn of fucking War. This wasn't just a PC game. It wasn't just a strategy game. It was a 40K PC strategy game. And finally, it was my time. I commanded the greenest of boys. The space elves that murder fucked a god into existence that one time. Well, I guess some of them still do the whole murder fucking thing, but at least they aren't making gods anymore. Probably for the best, but anyways. I woke up the tombs of the definitely not Terminators who had a completely healthy level of hatred for everything in the universe. And one time, I was even a weeb. I'm very ashamed to admit it, but Gundam was my shit when I was a tadpole. But the faction that always held my heart and my loyalty was the Thieves Guild. I mean, not God's bestest boys. And more specifically, the Blood Ravens. Or as I like to call them, the Space Kleptomaniacs. I was finally free to purge the enemies of mankind, and considering I was like 10 or 11 when this came out, I think, I was finally able to understand the story. Kind of. So to finally be able to just hear and see, let alone fucking command the characters of the story, bro, I was so excited I was blowing loads left and right. But more than just the story of a chapter of Space Marines, this game series kinda heavily revolves around one brother in particular. And one green boy that we haven't talked about yet. One who truly needs no introduction. He has stacked many a body and rallied many a Space Marine in their darkest hour.
Gabriel Angelos, captain of the Blood Ravens.
On so many occasions, this man has slung his dick over his shoulder and just Leroy Jenkins at anything that was unlucky enough to be in his motherfucking way. And sure, I get it. There have been plenty other characters from every single faction, except for one of them, but we're not going to talk about that. But they will forever catch strays on this channel, that's for damn sure. And that Farsight video about to be lit! What the fuck was I talking about? So the OG and his boys first show up on the planet of Tartarus, cause some orcs just want to do what orcs want to do. I fucking love the orcs. So the super mutated kleptos drop in to help some dickhead named fucking, get this, Colonel Brahm. Yo, with names like fucking Gabriel Angelos, Sindri, Gorguts, this was clear and blatant Imperial Guard slander, and I'm not gonna let that shit slide. Cadia for life, homie. You live on in our hearts. Anyways, the kleptos come in and save this fucking bum, and in return this dickhead is like, yo, aren't you the guy that just blew up your own homeworld? Which, first off, wild fucking thing to say to someone that just saved your ass. Secondly, bro, I literally just started this game, and you're telling me the man I'm playing as orders 66'd his own homies for not God? I am aggressively wet, please tell me more. Unfortunately, the OG was kind of like, yo, don't fucking speak on that shit again or I'll send you to meet him. Now take me to your stuff. Take me to this city. And bumfuck over here is like, alright, my bad OG, follow me. The big homie follows him and immediately orders his homies to start looting the map. They take all the fucking shiny things they can find and just so happen to beat back the orcs while doing it, and I cannot stress to you enough, the Blood Ravens didn't defend the spaceport because they cared about the spaceport itself. A port is a place that inherently has a lot of stuff in it. These guys are known kleptomaniacs, they go where the stuff is. Wanna know what makes the deal even better? Since the port is right there, a lot of businesses and wealthy people will also be right next to the spaceport. What do businesses and wealthy people have a lot of? You guessed it, stuff. Are you picking up what I'm putting down. The Redbirdies robbed everyone in town, then when they had no one else to rob, they started looking around, they see the super mushrooms over there, and they're like, you know, those green motherfuckers have a lot of stuff. And Angelos is just over there and he's like, you wanna rob them too? And without another fucking word, the 9-foot-tall genetically engineered robbers just Leroy Jenkins to the orcs. Now, around this time, the soon-to-be fuck Isidork comes up and he's all like, yo, my guy, you still bummed about murking your homeworld? Cause my nerd senses are fucking screaming right now. Mainly in terror, and a lot of them are saying, please Gabriel, don't do it, no. And Angelos is just kind of sitting there like, I'm gonna go kill things now. Runs off, leads a big assault to try and eradicate the orcs. But, surprise, surprise, the orcs are being manipulated by an outside force. Wow, what a shocking turn of events. Didn't see that coming. Anyways. Also, this random fucking Inquisitor shows up and he's just like, yo, forecast says heavy warp storms heading this way. Y'all might want to get the fuck out of here. Now, upon hearing those words, it immediately triggers a slight PTSD response in the big homie and he's like, I have to save this planet now. And Isafuck is in the background just like, is it because you couldn't save your home world? And Gabriel is just like, I'm gonna go kill things now. And right as that happens, some Eldar pop out of the webway and they're like, yo monkeys, chaos is coming to do some fuck shit around here, y'all might want to be careful. Now, Gabriel currently has a raging murder boner, so he's not exactly in the mood to talk and he just bum rushes the space elves on some full jihadi bob shit. It's past 9/11, I can make that joke now, right? So our mans is just on an orgy of murder for like 3 days before he's like, wait, didn't that one guy say something about a warp storm? And pretty much right as he has that thought, the sky starts to bleed and a bunch of the cities start to get on that warp juice. And the Eldar are sitting there, they're just like, do you fucking see now? I was trying to prevent this. And the OG is just like, oh, I thought y'all were screaming for mercy. That makes so much more sense now. Hey, do me a favor, stay right here. I have some things to go work out of my system, so I'm gonna go stack all of their corpses up into the sky, then I'm gonna come back and finish you off. That cool? Cool. Then on some real gang shit, he doesn't even wait for a response from the Eldar, he just slings his dick over his shoulder and charges at the fucking chaos. Now, as he is just over there stacking bodies, he finds some shrine that is definitely to chaos, and has absolutely been on this planet for who fucking knows how long. And again, this triggers a slight PTSD episode in which he's like, must save planet, must purge heretic. Now, while this is going on, some chaos wizard guy named Sindri goes up to Izadik and is all like, you should totally come over to the dark side, bro. And Dick for Brains is all like, why? And Sindri is just like, bro, look at me. I'm a force ghost, but I'm not dead. Can you be a living force ghost? And Isidore is all like, well, I mean, that does sound kind of cool. And Sindri is just all like, just think about it, big dog. We'll be in touch, brother. Then he just fades away on some real gangster shit, and Isidore is just like, oh, that was cool. Now, Gabriel ran out of traitors to kill, so he heads back over to Eldar, and he's like, bring that ass here, boy. And while they're fighting, they find this really chaotic looking artifact, and Maka, that's the Eldar chick. At least I think they're a chick, but all Eldar kind of just look like chicks or femboys. Minus whatever the fuck this is. Anyways, Maka is like, yo, time out. This is absolutely the key to the undoing of everything. And Angelos is just like, explain. And so Maka goes on some really long lore dump, and while she's doing all that, Sindri just uses his fucking shadow clone ninjutsu and goes and yeets the fucking key of ultimate doom. And at the end of that little lore dump, Maka is all like, oh, also, I wouldn't trust that Inquisitor guy. Oh, and just in case you didn't know, the Chaos Base is here. You didn't kill them all. Okay, bye. And then she just fucks back off into the warp, which begs the question, why didn't y'all just fuck back off into the warp when the Space Marines were very clearly you know what, doesn't matter, moving on. So the big homie and Isafuck go to confront the Inquisitor off the word of the Eldar, who they were just trying to purge. And when you sit down and really start to look at 40k stories, sometimes shit just doesn't make no fucking sense. Anyways, Gabriel and Fuckstick go kill some more traitors before confronting the Inquisitor, who is all like, the artifact is called the Maledictum, which that is still such a fucking baller name for a world-ending artifact. Now, Gabriel and Toth, who Toth is the Inquisitor, which I normally don't trust Inquisitors off the sole fact that they're Inquisitors, but Toth seems pretty fucking chill, so I kinda like him. Slight editor's note. I played back through the campaign just to grab some footage for this video, and I kind of discovered that Toth's actually a dick. I don't know where I got the impression that he was chill from. Like, I guess he does admit in the end that he was kind of wrong, but at the same time he was also like, I'm still right. So that, I don't know. He's confusing to me. Definitely not chill though. Anyways, so Toth and Angelos are locked in, right? They want to find and destroy the artifact. And the fucking nerd is just sitting off in the corner like, no, I need that. And the Inquisitor is immediately sussed out by all this, and he's all like, what? And Izafuck is just like, I mean, we gotta destroy it, you know? And Toth is just like, you're very sus, my nerdy companion. And Angelos is just like, who? Isidore? Nah. He is my closest brother. He'd never be sus. And so with the personal backing of the big homie himself, the trio set off to go fuck up chaos. And Izafuck immediately betrays Gabriel, and it leads to this fucking scene right here.
There it is, as I promised. Yours for the taking. Old friend.
Bro, I know listening back to that line, it isn't like the most powerful or impactful, but man, as a kid, when I heard that shit and the music just crescendos and the screen fades to black, man, that is such a fucking core memory for me. Like, I know it was a twist that we all saw coming, but up to that point, I really did view the Space Marines as just mindless killers, which you could certainly make the argument they are, but man, that line killed me as a kid. Anyways, it isn't long until Gabriel's murder boner overcomes his sadness, and now he hunts his fallen brother. This takes them no fucking time at all, considering the librarian really isn't trying to hide, so Gabriel's just like, well, fuck it, we're gonna 1v1. Very quickly, Gabriel starts beating that ass, and in record time, is about to die, is like, oh, I fucked up. He starts asking for forgiveness, and our man, being the absolute savage he is, drops this little one-liner.
Give me the chance to make amends, to seek redemption.
If redemption is what you seek, then that is what I will give you.
They say violence isn't the answer, but man, that shit made me hard as a fucking rock. Sometimes the things I say really should just stay as inside thoughts. Now, Sindri has just committed what one might describe as a fatal error. You see, technically, he stole from the Blood Ravens. Now, a librarian himself isn't necessarily stuff. However, the librarian wears power armor and wields a force staff. Those things are stuff, therefore, Sting stole the OG's stuff. Now, Gabriel goes to collect on that sweet, sweet vengeance when the Space Elf mommy pops back out of the subway and is like, can we please team up and stop the Chaos Freaks from ending the universe? And Gabriel, who has done a little bit of self-reflection after just killing his best friend, is like, yeah, let's tag team the traitors. And Mock is like, phrasing, but yeah, let's go stack bodies. So the Unlikely Alliance now go to fuck up the Demon Prince Sindri after he did some chaos shenanigans. And after using the rocket launcher spam, they sent his ass back into the warp, and now Gabriel, Toth, and Maka are all just kind of standing around like, what do we do with the Maledictum? Toth is yelling at Gabriel to destroy it. Maka is like, bro, that is the absolute last thing you should do. The OG is under a lot of pressure from recent events and is trying to figure out what to do. His Blood Raven instincts are screaming at him to steal the stuff. The not God jihadi in him wants him to destroy it. And a very small rational side of his brain is listening to the Eldar like, you know, she's making some good points here, my guy. But ultimately, his murder boner starts twitching. And again, he decides to just choose violence. So he destroys the Maledictum. Maka starts losing her fucking mind, being all like, you stupid fucking moron. You have damned us all. What the fuck is wrong with you? She declares a jihad against all of humanity, then fucks back off into the warp. It's the webway. Stop saying warp. It's the webway. Which, like, you could have just started fighting right then and there, but whatever. Toth is like, attaboy, you done good, my man. By the way, your whole chapter's under investigation. Oh, and you're also gonna have to torch this world. Okay, bye. And just when our mans thinks things can't get any shittier, they get a lot shittier because a big fuck all demon just appears to kick Gabriel while he's down, talking all types of crazy shit like, you should have listened to the pointy ears, I'ma come fuck you up one day, third company is about to be graveyard shift, and Gabriel, never one to back down from a fight, is all like, shit, I'm here now, what's up? And the demon's like, nah son, you're on my time now. starts to fade off all mysterious and evil-like, but right before he fully vanishes, he says, "Oh, and by the way, you ain't saved this planet either." And as those words echo across the ruined hellscape of Tartarus, the warp storms pretty much begin to unleash their full intensity upon the world, forcing all Imperials to flee or be devoured by the warp. And so once again, Gabriel is forced to flee. No stuff acquired, had to kill his best friend, inadvertently released a demon that can supposedly destroy the universe, even though it's just a bloodthirster. Well, I say just a bloodthirster, but I mean, you get it. These things get put in extra large coffins all the time. They really ain't that special. And while this is the end of today's story, that is most certainly not the end of the OG story. But as the title of this video suggests, this has been Gabriel Angelos, Poorly Explained, Part 1. Thank you all so much for watching. It's greatly appreciated. I know I say that all the time, and I'm a really small channel, but these videos are a lot of fun to make, and I'm gonna keep making them as long as people keep viewing them. Also, thank you to anyone who has subscribed. You guys are awesome, and I can't thank you enough either. Sorry for no upload last week, and honestly probably a single upload this week, but work has been fucking whooping me, my dudes and dudette. Like, real talk for a second, y'all ever have one of them weeks that just beat the fuck out of you? Like, you finally clock out on whatever your Friday is, and you just stare off into the distance like shell-shocked. I really don't want to go into specifics, but holy shit was I happy to get home this week. Anyways, I've wasted far too much of your time already. Go out there and kick ass, or go to sleep, or if you're an insomniac like me, probably go to work. Whatever it is, hope y'all have a wonderful morning, day, night, whatever. Love y'all. Deuces.
You have escaped captivity, only to face annihilation.
I am aggressively wet.